This is Wildcat Walkthrough, and here are your hosts, Elaina and Aria.
Welcome to Wildcat Walkthrough, UNH's premier student recap of all things Wildcats. I'm Elaina Guarente.
And I'm Aria Elaina. To start this week's show, we go to Jason Keene, where he covers the men's hockey team in their series against the defending champs, the Quinnipiac Bobcats.
After knocking off number 1 ranked BU last weekend, the UNH men's hockey team looked to make another statement in their 2-game series against the defending national champion Quinnipiac Bobcats. On the other side, the 4th-ranked Bobcats were eager to get back on the ice and continue their bid for another national title. In their game on Friday, Quinnipiac opened the scoring when junior forward Colin Graff netted an even-strength goal to put his team up 1-0 with 8:19 to go in the first period. The Bobcats got another 5 shots on goal, but UNH's Tyler Muslik managed to keep the puck out of the net for the rest of the period. New Hampshire answered with a goal of their own from forward Steven Sidarian just 2.5 minutes into the second. The Wildcats kept the pressure on the defending champs by scoring another goal a couple of minutes later, courtesy of Ryan Conmey. Heading into the third, down 2-1, Quinnipiac focused on their forecheck and managed to tie the game up with 15 minutes left in regulation thanks to a goal from Travis Treloar. Both teams had their sights set on the decisive 5th goal, but it was Quinnipiac who managed to break through with a SportsCenter top 10 goal from Mason Marcellus in the final 2 minutes of the period. The Bobcats added on an empty net goal and another even strength goal in the last couple of minutes to secure a 5-2 win in the first game of the weekend series. In Saturday's matchup, both teams got off to a very quick start offensively. UNH's Marty Lavin scored the game's first goal just 80 seconds into play. Quinnipiac came back with a goal of their own from Victor Cherneskianer just over a minute later to tie the game at 1. However, the Wildcats continued their offensive barrage with 2 more goals in the first 5 minutes of the period from Cy Leclerc and Morgan Winters, respectively. But as New Hampshire looked to make the game a blowout, the Bobcats regrouped and responded with 3 more first-period goals coming from Andon Serbone, Sam Lipkin, and Anthony Cipollone to end the period with a 4-3 lead. Despite losing their lead, UNH came out in the second period determined to continue scoring. Quinnipiac's Jacob Cullion was assessed a minor penalty for slashing, which allowed the Wildcats' power play to go to work. Junior defenseman Colton Heward managed to score on a rebound opportunity in the final seconds of the power play, knotting the game at 4. The two teams stayed deadlocked for the rest of regulation, leading to a sudden-death overtime period. Each team had their chances, but ultimately it was UNH's Leclerc who got the game-winning goal 4 minutes into overtime. New Hampshire will be looking to keep the momentum rolling in their upcoming game against Dartmouth on Saturday. For Wildcat Walkthrough, I'm Jason Keene.
The men's hockey team takes on Dartmouth on the 28th at home.
Last Saturday, it was Swim Meet's first meet of the season, taking place in Vermont. The Wildcats were excited to be back in the water, taking on the UVM Catamounts. The Wildcats came home with an overall win, winning 10 out of the 16 events. Ella Guilfoyle was the star of the team as she was a triple winner, winning the 100-meter backstroke, 200-meter backstroke, and 200 individual medley. Senior Hannah Devine also won the 1,000 freestyle with a time of 10:32:31. UNH hosts Central Connecticut home Friday and Saturday throughout the pre-Halloween weekend.
This past Friday, the UNH field hockey team took on New Albany away. The Cats fell 1-3 with a lone goal scored by Leah Glyden. The UNH is now 6-1 in conference, tied for first with the Great Danes. They have 2 more home conference games left, going against the University of California Friday, October 27th at 2 p.m. and Columbia University Sunday, October 29th at 1 p.m.
UNH volleyball took on the Albany Great Danes for a win at home in the Lundholm Gymnasium. Both teams came in with a 1-3 record. A win for the Cats bumps the team up to a record of 12-8 overall, staying undefeated at home.
On Saturday, the men's soccer team hosted NJIT at Wildcat Stadium. The Wildcats escaped senior night with the 2-1 win thanks to goals from Attila Ashrafi and Eli Goldman. This win puts UNH in 3rd place for America East standings with just 2 more conference games left before the America East playoffs. They take on UMass Lowell on the road and closing out the conference versus the Vermont Catamounts on Halloween at 6 p.m. We'll take a break here, but coming up, Michael Willard with a recap of the women's soccer match from this past weekend.
Welcome back to Wildcat Walkthrough.
Now we go to Michael Willard with a look into women's soccer and their battle against the University of Maryland Baltimore College Retrievers from Sunday.
The Wildcats took a draw in the game versus UMBC last Sunday, moving their record to 6-4-4 on the season. With the point from the draw, the Cats clinched a berth in the American East playoffs once again. Upcoming is a massive matchup in the border battle versus Maine, with many playoff implications. With the victory, New Hampshire would leap Maine for second place in the American East standings, earning a first-round bye.
In your opinion, how big is this game against Maine?
We're super excited for this game on Thursday. It's border battle, pretty big rivalry. We beat them in the semis last year to advance to the finals. So we're looking forward to it. Also, as for rankings, we're in third right now by 1 point. Maine is right above us. So taking this win will push us up to the second seed. Having a bye in the America East tournament is a big deal. If we didn't have a bye, we play Sunday, Thursday, which is very quick turnaround. So the extra time off of having that Sunday off and just going right into Thursday is a lot more time for recovery and extra training sessions and have more time to really get a game plan.
The Cats are outscoring opponents 16-11, averaging over 1.2 goals a game on the season. Junior forward Meghan Guarente is second in the American East Conference in shots with 51, fourth in points with 15, fifth in goals with 5, and seventh in assists with 4, all of which are team highs.
Talk about some of your top moments for this year.
I would say the U-Albany game was a really important one for us. We were down 1-0, came back in the second half. I had a goal to tie it up to make it 1-1, and then a couple minutes later, off a corner kick, had an assist to make it 2-1, but those extra 3 points were really important for us in the rankings. 2 years ago, my freshman year, we had PKs going into the quarters and the semis, which then pushed us into the finals where we lost 1-0 to Vermont. It definitely gave us a lot of motivation for last year, my sophomore year. We ended up having a bye in the first round, which was huge. Beat Maine in the semis at home and then went over to Binghamton where we ended up winning in PKs. It was awesome to win the championship, and I think this year we're definitely looking forward to defending that title.
The Cats travel to Orono Thursday night for their final game of the season, where they look to carry momentum into the playoffs. For Wildcat Walkthrough, I'm Michael Willard.
With the tie, women's soccer stays at third in the conference. UNH women's soccer is now 3-1-3 in America East play, with the only one game remaining before the America East playoffs start on Sunday. Coming up, Luca Villeneuve takes us through the football game from Saturday, where UNH defeated Stony Brook by a score of 45-14 on the road.
Welcome back to Wildcat Walkthrough. For more on football, here's Luca Villeneuve.
The Wildcats faced the Stony Brook Seawolves this past Saturday in New York to put the Cats in the 22nd spot after defeating them 45-14. With the second straight win, the Wildcats improved to 4-3 overall and 2-2 in the CAA. The Seawolves are now 0-7 in this season and 0-5 in the CAA. The Wildcats are now 8-3 in the all-time series versus Stony Brook. Running back Dylan Lowby tallied a game high for the junior with 149-yard rushes. He was able to secure 7 receptions for 57 yards and is now the nation's leader in all-purpose yards. Junior quarterback Max Brosmer had another outstanding game, completing 28 of 40 passes and recording 4 touchdowns to lead the Cats to victory. The Seawolves offense was shut out when junior safety Duncan Moreland recorded a career high of 7 tackles and a fumble recovery. The Wildcats defense continued to shut out Stony Brook as Max Tillett finished the game with 5 tackles and a forced fumble. The Cats look to secure another win next weekend when they host Villanova on Saturday, November 4th at Wildcat Stadium at 1 p.m. Tickets are available at www.unhwildcats.com/tickets. For Wildcat Walkthrough, I'm Luca Villeneuve.
This win puts the Cats at 4-3 on the year. Moving forward, they'll look to keep the wins rolling with a win against the Rhode Island Rams on Saturday.
The America East Conference released their preseason all-conference men's basketball team last week. Players listed included Abdul Coulibaly from UMass Lowell, Aaron Deloney of Vermont, Sharif Grossbullock and Earl Timberlake from Bryant, Kellen Tynes of Maine, and Wildcat Clarence Daniels. Daniels appeared in all 30 games last season for the Wildcats, leading the team in points, rebounding, field goals, and steals. Daniels led the America East in rebounds and was named to the all-conference first team last year.
That will do it for this week's episode of Wildcat Walkthrough. I'm Aria Elaina.
And I'm Aria Elaina. It's always a great day to be a Wildcat.